There's a question that we forget to ask when we're selling to somebody, and I'm guilty of this too, to be honest with you. But it really makes a difference when it comes to selling. That's what we're covering today, 705, episode 705 of the Daily Sales Message podcast, where every single day I share a piece of simple and actionable advice that's designed to help you feel more confident and sell more stuff too. The question is this: is there anybody else involved in making this decision? Are you the decision maker? Are you the buyer? Can you sign this off? That's what we're trying to find out. And it's easy to not ask that question because we presume the person we're talking to has authority. That's why we're talking to them in the first place. But it's not always the case. And I've had clients and students and myself, we're having a great conversation with somebody and it turns out, got to go speak to Bob or Jenny or whoever. And then you're not really in control of what's going on. So the simplest way I found to find the decision maker is to ask this simple question: is there anybody else involved in making this decision? Is there anybody else involved in making this decision? That's a very polite, soft way of saying it, rather than saying it, "Are your mum and dad at home?" kind of thing. It can be rude, saying, do you have the authority to sign this off? It can be a bit combative, a bit rude. Is there anybody else involved in making this decision? Is a lot softer. And if they say, well, yeah, actually it's Bob or whoever, then asking to speak with Bob or with that person and Bob and trying to get contact with them, because that's going to increase, that's not true. That's going to increase your chances of selling to them because you're there. You're not relying on the Chinese whispers of what you said being relayed internally, which is always a bit of a difficult one. So don't forget to ask who is responsible for making the decision, the buying decision, because if you forget, you might waste your time talking to the wrong person. It doesn't really go anywhere. Right, that's it for this episode of the podcast. Tomorrow, in episode 706, what to say when they say nothing, when your buyer goes quiet. What do we do? How do we deal with that? Got a couple of tricks up my sleeve. I'll share them with you in tomorrow's episode. In the meantime, thank you for listening or watching all the way to the end. I appreciate it. I'll catch you tomorrow for another exciting edition of the Daily Sales Message.